Okay, little update. So I've kind of positioned the stair string as it will be, but there's a couple of little adjustments have to be made. This area here, about an inch or so over, that has to be taken out because there's a beam on the deck, so it won't go inside, and there's a beam here. Okay, so I've got to lose all this over here to get it between a beam that's there and a beam that's there. Now I've got to be careful I don't take too much off, otherwise I'm going to screw up my angle for this piece of wood that goes on the end here. So we're going to cut this off here, and then we're going to cut that off there, and we'll see what happens. Wait for the next update. Okay, now you can see the finished result. We're not quite horizontal, we've got a little bit of trimming to do, because that little stub behind there is just a little bit too long. So maybe if I take off half an inch or so, it's going to make all the difference. And there we go. We'll see what happens. Okay, we have a little update here. This is the template that I've created, and what I didn't explain to you before, which is quite important, is that this area here is the piece that I've cut out that will go behind my support on the deck, and it pops up underneath. And I'm just going to flip it over so you can see. Just move this out of the way for a second. And I think I've marked it all. Yeah, I have. Something just fell, doesn't matter. And you can see, I just raise it up briefly there, and there you can see that's the bit that goes underneath. So what I've done is I've cut that, and I just keep adjusting that horizontal there to get it to the right depth, so that it sits up correctly and flush on that edge. I've also taken into account the vertical board that's on the edge of the deck that is now going to bolt to that area there. And that's pretty much it, so I'm just going to put that down for a sec. So what I've done, once I've cut this one, I've actually marked it with the wood template on it, and I basically lined it up. And I'll take this off again, keep it simple, and I've marked out almost a duplicate of that one, and instead of just keep going copy, I copied the original one, and you're going to get pretty close. You're going to have differences because if you're like me, I don't cut perfectly accurately on the line, but it's not going to be far out, and you're chasing very small amounts on quite a long distance. In my case it's 9 feet, so you know, 1/16 in 9 feet is not very worth worrying about. You won't really notice it. Most important area is this area here, the bottom. This is the bottom bit that it sits on. What I do is I cut that line, but I don't work to that line. I work maybe a 1/4 inch, and I keep coming back and trimming it until I get the right height. That gives me a bit of an adjustment. You could always cut it off, but you can't add it on. And the thing here, right to the top, this template, that little piece I just showed you, this area here, okay, it's going to be a tight fit. You're going to have to keep trimming this edge back, keep coming back and back, but eventually it'll come to the right place. You'll see what I mean more in a minute when you see the next video. Okay, here we are. Here's the stringers that I'm talking about, all in position. They're pretty much level where I want them to be. All that has to happen now is there has to be some pieces put in the bottom to keep them in a stable position. And that's pretty much it. And the rest of it is straightforward, but not straightforward, but nothing to do with stringers, so we'll leave that for another time.